6th class students. In previous class, 6th lesson, 3rd lesson, animals and their food. In that I explained about herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, and I explained about different animals used different parts to take food materials, and same type of food eaten by different types by different animals. Now I will explain about another important topic in 3rd lesson, that is called rumination. Do you know, children? If you will observe ruminants, what are ruminants? Examples of ruminants are cow, buffalo, goat, sheep, horse, camel, etc. If you will observe this group of organisms, they can perform a process known as rumination. If you observe any cow or buffalo or goat which sitting below the tree, they chewing the food material thoroughly, no? That process is known as rumination. What is meant by rumination? Bring back swallowed food and start chewing by ruminants is called rumination. If you will observe cow, buffalo, sheep, goat, horse, camel, they swallow the food material when food is available. After some time, they sit leisurely and bring back swallowed food once again to their buccal cavity and start chewing with the help of teeth is known as rumination. For this rumination, 3 types of teeth are well developed in ruminants. What that teeth means? One is incisors, second one is molars, and third one is premolars. If you will observe, these 3 teeth helpful for cutting and chewing and grinding the food material by ruminants. Incisors helpful for cutting, molars helpful for chewing, premolars helpful for grinding the food material. So this process is called as rumination. So rumination we can see in cow, buffalo, sheep, goat, horse, camel. Now how a hunting animal like lion gets its food? Already I explained to you. Lion is a carnivore animal. Carnivore. It is why? Because they depends on animal. They depends on animals for food. If you will observe lion have sharp claws. Sharp claws. With the help of these claws, and they have a sharp teeth known as canines. With the help of claws and with the help of canines, they tear the flesh of the animals. They tear the flesh of the animal. With the help of these sharp claws, and with the help of canines. Canines are the sharp teeth which helpful to tear the flesh and eat the flesh. So this is about lion. Now activity 6, how dog gets its food. Already we know that. Already I explained to you. Dog absorb the food with the help of smell and with the help of tongue. With the help of tongue, dog can absorb the food material. Now I will explain how a dog gets food. All of you open your page number 27 in science class textbook. Science textbook in 6th class. Open page number 27. Activity 6. How a dog gets its food. Observe a dog in your surroundings. How does it get its food? Write your observations. What does it do to find food? What does it do to find food? With the help of tongue, they lick the food item. Already explained. With the help of that, they can find the food material. Which parts are involved in taking food? With the help of tongue, they lick the food material and take the food material. How does a dog eat meat? Dog have special teeth called canines. These canines helpful to tear the food material. So, how does a dog drink water? With the help of tongue only, they drink the water. Is there any difference using its tongue when compared with a frog or a cow? Do you know? In frog, the sticky tongue helpful to catch the insects. In cow, the tongue helpful to throw the food material in between of teeth. Tongue helpful to shred or throw the food material in between of teeth. This dog helpful to lick the food material, knock it up and take the food material. Now here we can find out three animals. Animal, use of tongue. Here frog. What is the use of tongue? Frog help. The tongue of frog helpful to catch the prey. Here prey means killed animal. Frog means killing animal. Prey means here insect. And if you observe cow, what is the use of tongue in cow? Tongue cow helpful to throw the food in between of teeth. Next, dog helpful to dog tongue helpful to lick the food material. Lick means knock. Means if you observe in these three animals, tongue play different roles to taking food material. In frog, tongue helpful to catch the prey. Already I explained this tongue in frog. If you observe in frog, the tongue will be sticky in nature. This helpful to catch the prey or insect. In cow, tongue helpful to throw the food material in between of teeth. In dog, tongue helpful to lick the food material. So, based on this information, we concluded that different animals use same part to take by different ways to take food material. So, this is about animal and use of tongue. Now, I will explain about an important topic, that is food chain in the third lesson, animals and their food. Now I will explain about next important topic, food chain. What is known by food chain? Before that, I will explain about green plant. Already I explained in the second lesson. Do you know, children, green plants are also called as universal food providers. Why they are called universal food providers? Why? Because plants will give food material. They can prepare their own food material in the process of photosynthesis. In the process of photosynthesis, they can manufacture their food by using of sunlight, water and CO2 in the presence of a green color pigment called chlorophyll. That's why they are called autotrophs. Green plants are also called as autotrophs. We, animals, depends on plants. Sometimes we depends on animals. Animals and depends on plants for food. Means we indirectly depends on plants for food. We directly or indirectly depends on plants for food. That's why green plants are also called as universal food providers. Here, now I will explain about food chain. What is meant by food chain? The interaction of one organism with other organism for food is known as food chain. Do you know, children? No living organism can live independently. Correct or not? Every living organism depends on other organism for food or shelter, for mating. Mating means kalavadam. So, if you will observe in this topic, this interaction with one organism with another organism for food is known as food chain. If you will observe in food chain, we can find out 3 levels or 4 levels. Here, I will explain the food chain with a simple example. If you will observe a food chain in your surroundings, I will draw a food chain which present in your surroundings are grass. That is called grass. Here, grass trap solar energy grass trap solar energy to prepare its food in the process of photosynthesis. Here, grass is called autotrophs. Grass is called autotrophs. So, if you will observe, deer. Deer depends on grass. So, here deer depends on grass. Grass depends on sunlight for energy production. So, grass is the food for deer. No. So, here grass is called as producer. Why grass is called producer? They produce the food material after using the sunlight. Here, if you will observe in deer depends on grass. No. So, this is called a primary consumer. Primary consumer means this is the first organism which depends on grass for food. No, that is called primary consumer. If you will observe in the food chain, we can find out only two organisms. First one is producers and second one is consumers. Producers are the organisms which trap solar energy to prepare its food in the process of photosynthesis. Consumers are the organisms which does not have chlorophyll. That's why they depends on plants or other animals. Such organisms are called consumers. Here, deer is the herbivore which eats only grass. That is called primary consumer. Now, if you will observe, lion or tiger occupy the third level in food chain. This is called secondary consumer. Secondary consumer. Here, lion is called as carnivore, which depends on deer for food. So, this is called secondary consumer. This is the simple food chain which have 3 steps. Okay, grass is the producer here. Grass traps solar energy to prepare its food in the process of photosynthesis. Along with sunlight, they also absorb CO2 from air and water from soil and they have a green color pigment called chlorophyll. With the help of these 4 things, they can prepare their own food material in the process of photosynthesis. So, they get energy from sunlight. If you will observe deer is a herbivore which eat grass as food. No? So, deer get energy from grass. Here, in the third level, we can find out lion here. This is carnivore which depends on deer for food. Means lion get energy from deer. So, it is the secondary consumer. So, this is the food chain which have 3 steps. If you will observe in food chain, we can find out some levels. No, that is called as trophic level. That is known as trophic level. What is meant by trophic level? The each level of food chain. The each level of food chain is known as trophic level. If you will observe in some food chain, this is a simple food chain which contains 3 levels. If you will observe some more food chains, we can find out 4 levels. So some food chain we can find out 5 levels also. Here we can draw an arrow in between of each level. No, this arrow indicates the feeder position. Feeder position. Here, if you will observe the first level, second level, that is the feeder position, which feeds on grass for food. In the third level, we can find out like this feeds on deer. So the each level in food chain is known as trophic level, and arrows in between of each level known as feeder position. This is a small food chain which tells us about food chain. Do you know? No organism can live independently. Different organisms depends on different organism for food or shelter for mating. Here, this is the one-way direction of interaction in between of organisms for food. So, I will explain the food chain with some more examples. So, this is the simple food chain. Now, I will explain the food chain with another example. See here, I will draw another food chain. Now, grass, grasshopper, frog, 4th level, that is snake, 5th level will be eagle. Already We learned one food chain in previous, no? That is the food chain which present in forest ecosystem. So if you will observe in this food chain, we can find out 5 levels. This is the large food chain which we can find out in grassland. Grassland means Gaddi Maidanalu. So here we can find out 5 steps. Here if you will observe in first level, in food chain, the first level contains all types plants or grass. Why? Because they are producers. Here grass trap solar energy to prepare its food in the process of photosynthesis. So grass is the producer. If you will observe the second level, grasshopper, in Telugu it is called Gollabama. It is an insect which depends on grants for food. No? So this is the primary consumer. Primary means first organism which depends on producer known as primary consumer. Frog is the secondary consumer. White frog called as secondary consumer means this is the third organism which depends on second organism, that is primary consumer, known as secondary consumer. Third one and fourth one, snake, this is the tertiary consumer or third consumer which depends on second consumer. And last one known as top carnivore. Why? Because it is the end of stage eagle, top carnivore. Why? Because no organism depends on eagle for food. That's why it occupies the last step in the food chain. This is the large food chain which we can see in grassland ecosystem. In this grassland ecosystem we can find out 5 steps. Each step is known as profit level. In between our profit level we can find out some arrows. This arrows indicates feeder position. So this is about a food chain. Okay children, in the next class I will explain food chains and food webs with some more examples. Thank you.